My tweet got a lot of traction. 169 retweets, 487 likes, but a lot of other people got a lot more traction on theirs, and theirs contained incorrect information. And then there was also people who just shared blatant non-truths. Just, oh, Twitch updated things, now they're attacking No. Anyways, all right, so yeah. Let's run this as a YouTube video. This is not legal advice. You should always speak to a lawyer when it comes to legal issues such as DMCA. So this is not legal advice. I'm not recommending anybody do anything. This is for information and or entertainment purposes only. So yes, that is something very important to know right off the top. Over the weekend on Sunday, streamers woke up to the rude awakening of having been hit with a DMCA. In this case, on Twitch, you had Twitch streamers who were playing music and ended up getting copy striked. DMCA noticed from the RIAA, which is the Recording Industry Association of America, and also by UMG, which is the Universal Music Group. So here's a list of the people who actually got striked. Jakenbakelive, you had 39 Daff, Nim got hit, Michaela also did for a bunch of different clips. Fuslie, she got 2 copyright strikes on her account, which is interesting because there's some confusion on how many you can get in a 24-hour period. Katie O'Lee, Palmby, Nicole Slaw, Snuggy Bun, and this is interesting as well. Lil Sia and Snuggy Bun, they are Just Dance streamers. So they were playing Cake by the Ocean and Seven Rings are part of Just Dance. So Just Dance is obviously a game that people dance to copyright music, and they got hit with these copyright strikes, showing you that there is, obviously, if you're playing a game that has mainstream music in it, you are not protected from DMCA. Alinity got hit, Mongrel, Admiral Baru, Cloaksy. And I'm sure there are many, many more. I did my best to try to capture as many as I possibly could, but those are the ones that immediately were brought to my attention, and so I shared them. Now, the first thing that is important to know as a Twitch streamer is playing any content that you do not have the rights to is a violation of copyright law, which means that the minute that you get a DMCA from the rights holder, Twitch as a platform, or any platform, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitter, has to take down the content immediately. It is not their choice. They don't put a defense up because of something called Safe Harbor. And Safe Harbor essentially protects the platform on which content is created by the users of said platform to protect the platform from liability of violating their copyright. And what Safe Harbor essentially is they comply immediately. As soon as they get the DMCA, take down the content and move on. And then also they have to issue strikes. Granted, they don't have to have a 3-strike system, but that is generally the one that people most often use. YouTube has one, Twitch has one, and it essentially means that if you get 3 strikes, you're a repeat offender, and as such, you'll be removed from the platform. So this created a lot of confusion on Twitter. Again, I shared information on this, and I tried to give people the best information possible, saying that, it's not Twitch's fault. Your directed rage at Twitch is misplaced, although not fully, because Twitch has not done a very good job at making the content system behind it easy to actually use. So I don't know if anybody's tried deleting their clips, but it is an absolute nightmare to try to navigate. And granted, I'm not necessarily a big streamer with millions and millions and millions of clips. But somebody like XQC, somebody like The Doc, those guys have a lot. The music guidelines on Twitch are very, very rigid. They've been the exact same way for many years. There was a lot of tweets that went around saying, "Oh, look, they updated this. It's brand new. It's changed. They're enforcing it." No, that's not true. These have been the same for, I believe, 3 years. The music guidelines have not changed. They come with, and this is the scary stuff that you need to know. Here are some examples of types of music you may not use in Twitch streams. Radio-style music listening show, DJ set, karaoke, lip sync, visual music depiction, cover song performance. You can't do those on Twitch. Here's the things that you can do on Twitch. music that is owned by you, music that is licensed to you, and Twitch Sings. Those are the only cases where you can use music that is not owned, or the only cases where you can use music on the platform. So if you created the songs, you can use it. If you have a license to the song, whether you have paid for it through a service such as Monster Cat or Pretzel Rocks or Epidemic Sound, or you're listening to Harris Heller's Stream Beats, those things are covered because you are paying, or you have access to free license to those tracks. And then Twitch Sings. Twitch Sings is obviously a game here that Twitch has created, and they have as a company access the rights to those songs. So they when they speak to the copyright holders, and when they talk to get the rights to those songs, they understand that this is for the explicit purpose of streaming live to an audience. So they're safe. What about those no copyright music? They are generally okay, Silky, but there have been cases in the past of no copyright songs that ended up later getting signed to a label, and then they ended up becoming copyright. Same thing has happened on SoundCloud. SoundCloud puts out if you're a SoundCloud artist, you put out a song, you put it out on a Creative Commons license, which essentially means that you can use it as long as you give credit. And then they get signed to a label, and then the label immediately goes, copyright, everything's copyright. So I used to work with a bunch of different, when I was doing YouTube vlogging, I used to use a bunch of different songs from a bunch of different artists that I had personal approval to use their music. I literally went out and said, hey, can I use this? So I have a license. And then a few years later, I've been getting copyright claims on a bunch of different vlogs that I created that are now copyright. And I could fight it. I could send a response to it and go, hey, look, the artist gave me permission, but I don't want to have to go to court. And realistically, that's what ends up happening is if you get a DMCA and you sent a counterclaim, which is within your rights, if you believe that the song that you have used is you have a license to, you can file a counterclaim, and Twitch has to bring that content back on the platform. And the copyright holder can either go, okay, or they can go, well, we're suing you then. Again, there was a lot of misinformation that went around. A lot of people were spreading a lot of information that was not true, not relevant, including that this thing had been updated, and it hasn't. It's always been standard. The thing that changed is yesterday, or on Sunday morning, the rights holder, for the first time, submitted a mass DMCA. So they sent them out to dozens of people. And Twitch actually acknowledged that. In the past, we have seen DMCAs for individuals. We've seen DMCAs for people who played a Lil Uzi song, Lil Uzi Vert. We've seen individual DMCAs sent in regards to a Maroon 5 song that was played. And then there was one other, which I'm now forgetting. But it was not a mass thing. It wasn't a ton of people who actually received it. It was very targeted. And it's possible that it wasn't legit. But anyways, it is what it is. And it kind of denotes a change, a shift in what may happen on this platform. Again, this is something that I've been talking about since 2018. We can probably find clips of me when we go through them later today of me talking about why you should not be using copyright music on this platform. See, the reason why this is also gaining traction is because of quarantine, because of everybody being indoors. You had a lot of artists that have now come to the platform to stream. So you have a bunch of different artists that are doing live music on this platform, which also brings in their record labels going, what's going on this platform? And then they see all these people playing music, playing Spotify top 50 playlists, and going, oh, hey, where's our money? Hey, this is let's get our money here, folks. Take it down or pay up, folks. So here you go. This is what Twitch said. This week, we had a sudden influx of DMCA takedown requests for clips with background music from 2017 to 2019. If you're unsure about the rights to audio in past streams, we advise removing those clips, which is fascinating to see a platform actually take the stance of, hey, quickly delete all that content, guys. If you don't have the rights, get rid of it. We know many of you have large archives, and we're working to make this easier, because that is absolutely a complaint that a lot of people had, is it's very difficult to delete a ton of clips all at once. This is the first time. It's really important to know that. And that's why this is different. This is the first time we have received mass DMCA claims against clips. We understand that this has been stressful for affected creators and are working on solutions, including examine how we can give you more control over your clips. So again, kind of tying in with addressing this. We adhere to the DMCA, which requires that we take action on content and streamer accounts upon notice from rights holders, as happened this week. Our guidelines for music have not changed, so please reference them here. Which again is basically them just saying, we can't do anything else, guys. There's literally nothing else we can do. Another argument I keep hearing is I own the game, so I should be able to stream it with its music. Actually, you don't own the game. All you bought was a license to use it. However, they deem fit for the game's EULA, and that's almost never for commercial purposes. Sorry, friend. So one of the interesting things to know about video games is the question comes up a lot is, oh, well, I'm playing GTA 5 and its popular music is on the radios there. Is that okay to stream? No. You can get a copyright complaint from that. You can get a DMCA takedown because you're paying for the rights to use to play a game. Technically, you're actually violating copyright law by even streaming the game. But so far, anyways, the video game industry has recognized the value in having people play their game on stream in terms of a marketing tool. So they basically have not actioned it. But there are cases of people who have who were playing a video game and did get DMCA'd. PewDiePie. He got taken down by Firewatch. They didn't like his what he was saying, and so they took down his videos saying, you can't play our game. We don't want you to have our game on your YouTube channel. Twitch did not change. The law did not change. Just the law we've been warning you about for years is now being enforced by record labels. You can be angry, but point your anger at the right people. And please read this next tweet about fair use before using that term. Fair use is what everybody brings up when they go, well, I'm using this content. It's fair use. It's transformative. It's I'm making commentary. Fair use is not a blanket term that anybody can just use to use any content. It's a particular rule in law that only, and I think he actually says it, that only a judge can actually determine whether or not it is fair use. Fair use is a defense, not a right. Streaming content with music playing in the background is arguably fair use. See Lens versus Universal. And I believe this was the YouTube case. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it was a YouTube case of a woman who was shooting video of her child, and there was audio in the background, and that video ended up getting deleted off of YouTube, and so she sued Universal and ended up winning that case. However, Twitch doesn't get to decide that, and neither do you. Only a judge or jury can, and that's a very expensive dice roll. What else we got here? Lots of comments about how the music in the game is the music is in the game, so my stream is free and clear. No, that's not how it works. Music licenses aren't very complicated. Doesn't matter if you're streaming a rock band and the song is in the game. You probably don't have a license to stream it. One other here. I know a lot of our friends and colleagues are worried about this Twitch DMCA situation. We are helping a lot of creators already, and my DMs are always open. Again, why I recommend following Morrison, @Morrison, on Twitter. But please do not counter with speaking to a lawyer, any IP lawyer, without speaking to a lawyer. Understand the process and your rights first. So as I said before, if you do want to counter saying that you do have the right to use it, you might get sued, and it'll be expensive. So that's where we are. As streamers, the best recommendation, A, delete your clips. Any clips that have offending material, copyright content, you probably want to get rid of. It's Twitch's recommendation. It's a good recommendation because moving forward, if there are more DMCAs that are issued, you may be a target. And the second thing is for music to get. If you want to find music for your stream, you got to find music that is copyright free or royalty free in the sense that you pay a license once and you get to stream it indefinitely, such as the case with Monster Cat, or that has a monthly subscription, or Epidemic Sound. You pay $15 a month, you get full access to their album. Is there not some issue regarding copyright laws vary from country to country? No. there isn't Crom, and the reason for that is because Twitch is an American company, and as such, it's subject to American law. So a lot of companies that actually exist within, that are global companies, their headquarters, their base of operations is the United States, which means that they operate under American law. So, you deleted your clips. You went through them, you deleted them. All right, it's clean. You're fine. You go back. You go, okay. My VODs. I'm still. See, here's what you can do as a streamer. As a streamer, you can either comply with DMCA and be smart about it and go, you know what, I'm not going to violate copyright law, or you can flout the laws. I don't recommend doing this, but you can go, you know what, I'm going to continue playing copyright music. I'm going to continue playing anything that violates somebody else's copyright, and I'm going to take the risk in terms of if I get one, then I'll stop. It's a bad idea, but if you do it, the thinking is going to be, and this was my thinking initially as well, my thinking was, on YouTube, there is a system that tracks live content. We don't have that on Twitch. So if you're live and you're playing audio, you're playing top 40 audio, but you make sure that there's no clips and there's no VODs, perhaps you're safe. And I thought that. I thought that might have been the case. But... but as of today, no, not the case. Allow me to play a clip. This was earlier today. This is DJ Wheat, who is a Twitch staff member. Granted, he was operating in the capacity of just being a streamer at this point. And he's talking with Noah Downs, who is a lawyer who actually works with Morrison. This was a wake-up call. This was, as I wrote, bombshell. I didn't know this existed. But here, I'm going to play it for you guys. It is worth knowing.
There's a company out there that's monitoring most streams on Twitch, and its two big investors include Universal Music Group and I think one more. I forget what the other one is. Well, I think it might be Warner. It is Warner. And so Universal Music Group and Warner have invested in this company that's monitoring every stream on Twitch. And they have the ability to issue live DMCAs. They just haven't done it yet. And so it's super important to note that that level of enforcement hasn't even come through yet, where you're live and you're getting taken down live for playing music. Right now, we're just seeing clips and VODs. There's a company.
That was mind-blowing for me. That was mind-blowing. On YouTube, that system exists on YouTube's side. YouTube created it, and they run it on live streams. So if you're live and you start playing copyright content, you get shut down and you can't start your stream back up for 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. Facebook has the same system. From what I understand, again, before this, I didn't think that this system existed on Twitch, and it doesn't. It doesn't exist on Twitch at least from what I've heard, but it exists as a third-party weapon that the music industry can use against Twitch streamers, which means that it's not defensive. It's not a Twitch defensive element designed to help them stop streamers from using copyright content. It is a third party. It is an external source watching everything that everybody's doing, while listening to what everybody is doing, and taking notes, potentially to be used as leverage later on with Amazon, with Twitch. So now you have to recognize you can't use copyright content on your stream. And maybe you don't want to use copyright free. You don't want to pay for royalty free. So what is your last option? There's one last option. Amazon Music has an extension that exists that you can add to your stream that allows you to play music off of Amazon Music. You can only listen to it locally. You're not streaming it. And only the people who have Amazon Prime and get access to Amazon Music can listen to it on their end. So it's not going live over the stream. It's being played locally, but the streamer can listen to what they want to listen to, and then you can co-listen with them. So kind of similar to how watch parties is functioning, in that if you want to do a watch party, you have to all have Twitch Prime to be able to watch, or Amazon Prime to be able to watch. So yeah, it's a little interesting, and it takes a little bit of finagling to figure out how to do it properly, because a lot of people will just go, well, I'm just going to listen to Amazon Music then, and then they'll listen to Amazon Music while it plays live on the stream. No, you have to make sure that you're setting your settings correctly so that it only plays locally, only in your ears, not over stream. So you're going to need VAC, virtual audio cables, to actually make it work that way. So yeah, and that's the way that it works. So here it is, player collapse. This is what it looks like, and then you can pick any of the songs. There's no restrictions. It actually says here, make your stream more engaging and personal for eligible viewers with access to millions of songs on demand and ad-free. No more worries about DMCA takedowns or muted videos. Play all the music you want. But again, so I think that kind of summarizes everything. I personally feel that enforcement of music is going to probably get a lot more strict. We may actually see a cooldown period right now where there are no more DMCAs for a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. And people are going to go back to old habits. They're going to go, well, there hasn't been any other DMCAs. I'm just going to go back to playing my Spotify playlist. And then they're going to be in for a rude awakening. So I think now is the opportunity for, as a streamer, to adjust, to evolve, and to change your stream to match with the way the world is going. Hopefully, we can find a streamer license. Hopefully that Twitch and Amazon or Spotify are working on a streamer license that allows you to actually stream yourself. Maybe it's $99 a month. I don't know what it might be. Or maybe it's based upon how many viewers you have. Who knows? But that would be a great situation. But in the meantime, I highly recommend you comply with copyright law, because I don't think anybody wants to lose their channel.